So what is going on, guys? I'm BlackOpsAmazing. Welcome back to another video on the channel where today what I thought I would do is rank every character we've seen within Call of Duty Zombies. And what gave me the idea for this video is I was thinking, well, we don't have characters or a set cast within Cold War or Vanguard. It is something a lot of people weren't happy with during Cold War. They tried to fix this, adding in the artifacts in Vanguard, but to be honest with you, I don't think they come even close to replacing a set cast. Don't get me wrong, the artifacts in Vanguard are better than nothing, but they still don't come anywhere near having a set cast. Honestly, having people like the Premise crew, Ultimus, the Transit characters, the Mob of the Dead cast, the Shadows of Evil characters, the people that we had in Call of the Dead. If you think of all of the amazing and funny characters that we've had in Zombies over the years, how we've bonded to them, a set cast makes up half of a storyline just through quotes and what they say, how they interact with each other. Because we have operators now in Vanguard and Cold War, it just feels like a massive part of what made Call of Duty Zombies so great is missing. Having operators means we can't have awesome things such as celebrity casts. I loved seeing the Mob of the Dead characters. I haven't even mentioned our 5 cast, JFK, Richard Nixon, Fidel Castro, of course, all real life people. One of my favourite celebrities to play a person in COD Zombies was Nero in Shadows of Evil, obviously being Jeff Goldblum. It's so sad to me that we can't have that in Zombies anymore because we have operators now who, let's be honest, just say dry, boring quotes. We don't care about them, whether they die in Zombies or not, because they are operators. You can choose which character you want. By the end of this game, there could be tens, hundreds of them. You don't really care what their fate is or what part they have to play in the story. Anyway, so I was thinking about this recently, and I thought, well, why not go back and take a look at all of the characters we've played as in Zombies and rank them from best to worst. If you want to do this for yourself, I will leave it down in the description. And of course, as always, I feel like I have to say this. It is based off my opinion. These are just the characters I like the most. Some of them I haven't had as much experience with as maybe other people have. Therefore, might come lower on my list just because I haven't played with them as much. Or maybe I connect with them more than other people do, or less. These are my personal favourite characters, but let me know yours in the comment section below. Anyway, let's get straight into this. So we have a listing here ranked from S to D. I suppose then we'll just start off with Finn since he comes first. Honestly, in Mob of the Dead, he is... it's a tough one. All of the Mob of the Dead characters are very, very good. To be honest, they're probably all going to come on the same tier anyway. So for now, I'm just going to put him in A, but we can always come back to it and change it, I guess. Then we've got this. What was this guy's name? Dead of the Night is probably my least played map. You know what? I'm actually going to have to search this guy's name up. Apparently, his name was Jonathan Warwick. Or Warwick. I'm not gonna lie, can't really remember you. I want to put you here, maybe. Okay. Look, guys, I'm sorry. I cannot remember playing with that guy. Next up, we've got Bruno. Honestly, out of all of the Chaos characters, was probably my least favourite. I didn't really find him very interesting, so I'm just going to put him in C. We've then got Castro. All of the 5 characters, in my opinion, are on a similar level like Mob of the Dead. So I think for now I'll put him in A, maybe B. We might come back to that one. Let's just change it up a bit. Let's go with, pick a random one. Let's say Premise Richtofen. This guy is the best character we have ever had in Zombies. I'm going to put him straight in S tier. I don't think anyone's going to argue with that. If you do, there's something wrong with you. Richtofen is that good of a character. He returned in Cold War, even though it's not the same version. But yeah, Premise Richtofen, I don't think anyone's going to argue with that. And actually, where is Ultimus Richtofen? Is he here somewhere? I can't see him. There he is. I'm going to put Ultimus Richtofen there as well, so he can go in S tier. What I will do at the end is probably sort them out in order as well. So say I could put Ultimus Richtofen in front of Premise if I think he's better. But for right now, Premise is going to stay at the top. Anyway, we've then got Sal in Mob of the Dead. Again, he's got to come in A along with Finn. Dempsey, he's going to be in S. Some pretty simple ones. We've also got Ultimus Dempsey. It's going to be quite difficult to decide between the two Premise and Ultimus versions, because I do think with one of the characters specifically, which we'll get to in just a second, I guess, the Premise version is a lot better, in my opinion, than the Ultimus one. But yeah, most of the Premise and Ultimus crew are going to come S tier anyway. I think part of it is because of nostalgia, because we've played with them for so long, since the beginning. Back in Doris we were first, no, actually it was Shino Numa we first played with the Ultimus crew, but also because they are just so good. I think if they were bad characters, we wouldn't have had them for so long. Treyarch would have scrapped them off. So obviously, yeah, they were very good characters. They were people that we connected with. They were what made the storyline as we went on. In some cases, as we saw with the Black Ops 3 maps, the maps themselves for one of the first times ever were actually revolved around the characters instead of characters being revolved around maps. For example, in Zetsubo no Shima, that was Takio's map. Gorod Kurovi, that was Nikolai. Nikolai's, the Giant was Richthofen's, Der Eisendrache was Dempsey. I think that just shows how good those characters were, so it's going to be very difficult for another cast to get an S tier, but we'll see as we go on. Let's pick up Jessica next. So the Shadows of Evil crew is a little bit of a strange one, because even though I think the map is S tier, for me, the best map we've ever had. The crew though, besides from one member, which I think you can guess, were just okay. So I think for now I'm going to put Jessica in A. I guess next up we'll go with the Boxer. What was this guy's name? I just know him as the Boxer. Floyd Campbell, it says right there. Yeah, I think Floyd's probably got to go on the same tier as Jessica as well. I was thinking about B. We haven't actually got anyone in B tier at the moment. Yeah, we'll go with A for right now. Just like the Dead of the Night characters, one that's going to be difficult for me to rank is the Call of the Dead cast, because I actually played Call of the Dead probably the same amount as I've played Dead of the Night. Those two maps, I just haven't played enough with each and every one of those characters to rank them fairly, I guess, compared to all of the rest. So I'm probably going to be totally off where I would rank them compared to where a lot of you guys would, but I can only go off my experience. So I guess starting off with Robert Englund, B tier, I kind of want to put him here. From what I can remember, he is better than Bruno. The problem with Bruno is he was just very dry in his personality. Robert Englund had something to him, so I'm going to put him there. And then let's go with the rest. So we've got Danny Trejo. I do remember him a little bit more, and actually I think he's probably the best one of the bunch, so I'm going to put him at the bottom of A tier. Really what you want to do, I guess, is put every cast member on the same level, but there's always that one that stands out above the rest, the one that you always want to play as, and Danny was the one for me. And then we've also got Sarah, if I can find her here. There she is. Honestly, I would put her just above Robert, just above Robbo. And then the final one, which was, what is this guy's name? I am really sorry about this. I've forgot. Anyway, going with a random one, we've got Nikolai. Obviously, he's going in S tier. We'll sort that out. I actually think he's Premise Nikolai might be above Dempsey, just because of the story that was told around him, especially in Gorod Kurova, which was very sad compared to Ultimus Dempsey's. Premise Nikolai's interaction with his Ultimus self in Gorod was very sad, and actually, thinking about it now, Nikolai was a very important character towards the end of the story after Blood of the Dead. That was when he took control of the crew, he got the Canorium, he led them to their final victory, I guess you could call it, in Alpha Omega and Tag der Toten. But, then again, Premise Nikolai, you poisoned our characters. Do I really want to rate a character that killed the Premise and Ultimus crew this high? I'm going to keep you there, but it kind of made me sad that you had to do it that way. But maybe it was the only way. Picking another character, let's go with the Weasel. My personal favourite Mob of the Dead character, so he's going right at the top of A tier. Although it was a little bit of a whiner, the storyline in Mob basically revolved around him. He was the main character. He ended up being killed. So I was going to go top for a few reasons. I don't think we've actually done any of the Victus crew yet, so let's pick one of them. Let's go with Stuhlinger. A very important character in Zombies in a ton of maps. Not only the Victus maps in Black Ops 2, but also Tag der Toten, Blood of the Dead, any of the Zombies comics if you've read them, which take place in between Buried and Blood of the Dead. A really important character. I was going to put him in A tier. I do kind of think maybe he deserves to be an S, but that's got to be reserved for the Ultimus and Premise characters. So again, for now I'm going to put him in A, but I might change it around. Those C and D tiers are looking a little bit empty, so let's try and fill them up. Who can be worse than the Brigadier? I guess it's just going to be the Dead of the Night cast. Godfrey actually might be C tier, you know, at the top. He is the only character I can remember playing as. He's got some good voice lines, and I remember when they first announced him because I've seen a couple of TV shows that the actual actor is in. I was excited to play as him. He definitely didn't let me down, so C tier, maybe at the bottom of B actually. I kind of want to fill up that C tier, but I cannot actually put him that low. He's going at B. Let's try and fill it up again, go with another Dead of the Night character. Who else we've got? We've got the Psychic. Yeah, it's difficult to rank these just because I can't really remember them, so I'm just going to put her at the top of D. And then the other Dead of the Night character, which was, where is he? This guy. He was the Gunslinger, and again, I'm sorry, mate. And also, I didn't like the map. Maybe you were a part to play in that. Not gonna lie, guys, Bruno looks kind of lonely here. Let's try let's try and get him a friend. Scarlet was the main character for the Chaos crew. Without her, they wouldn't have gone on the journeys they did to try and rescue her father. I don't really think she was a great character though. I know a lot of people during the time of BO4 when it was released didn't really connect with these characters, which I believe is one of the main reasons why the Chaos story didn't return, so I can't put her too high. She was pretty badass though. I kind of want to put her in B, but just because C is so lonely, maybe she can go at the top of it. Can I just, I'll just leave you there. Then we've got Diego. I actually did quite like him. I want to put him in B, but that C tier is looking very, very lonely again. Okay. Right, we're finishing these off now. We've got Ultimus Takeo, he can go in C tier. That's not a difficult decision. Also, Primus Takeo, he can go in C tier as well, although he's definitely better than Ultimus. I'm sorry, Takeo is the worst one out of the bunch. His Primus version's actually okay, but his Ultimus version, he was a little bit boring. I've actually just noticed now I've looked at this guy that this is Finn, and instead I've ranked Billy there. Not that it makes too much of a difference. Look, the pictures look very similar, but they're both going to go in a similar ranking anyway. I'm going to put Finn just above Billy. Then we've got Jack from Shadows of Evil. I think if I'm putting all of the Shadows of Evil cast in A, Jack's got to come there anyway, and also he was probably my favourite out of the bunch, besides from Nero, so he can just go above Jessica. And talking about that, where is Nero? There you are. You can go right near the top. Again, we're going to sort them out properly in just a second. Next up, we've got JFK, another very, very good character. He's got to go in A tier. Put him there, just below Nero. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I've messed off one of the Ultimus characters. Sorry, Nikolai. There you go. And then down to the final 6. So we've got Malton. He's got to go in A tier. All of the Victus characters have to go there, although very annoying. I'll just put you at the bottom for the moment. Misty, again, is an A tier character. Let's just shove her right there, just below Nero. Again, Rustman, you can go above Malton, you're not as annoying. And the final 3, we've got Shaw, one of the Chaos characters. Actually, looking at it now, all of the Chaos characters are in C tier. It might be a little bit low, but I just don't think they're on the same level as the Call of the Dead cast, and they're definitely not A tier. I'm just going to put them there for now. And finally, the last 2, both 5 characters, Rickson and McNamara. Both of those, I think, you know what, I actually might put them in B tier. I did want to try and keep all of the characters in the same cast on the same tier, but I generally don't think these two are on the same level as JFK and Castro. I am going to put them in B, just for the moment. So there's my initial ranking, but let's just go through it and try and sort it out. Actually try and define this list. So Primus Richtofen, 100% the best character in COD Zombies. Ultimus Richtofen follows up on that. The only reason I think Primus is better than Ultimus is because I connected more with him when we were first introduced to him in Origins. Ultimus Richtofen does have a more darker side, which is nice, but you can just connect a little bit more with Primus, which is why I'm going to put him above. Third, we've got Primus Nikolai. For me, he definitely has to go there just because towards the end of his final moments, the role that he took up, he replaced Richtofen in terms of becoming in charge, taking the lead. Nikolai has to go there for me just because of the character development he took. And then I think the rest, Primus Dempsey, then Ultimus Dempsey. I think I'm going to actually put Ultimus Nikolai above Ultimus Dempsey, simply because I find him more funny. He was always drunk. A is the one that needs the most sorting out. Who is the best character out of these? I think that Stuhlinger has to come near to the top just because, again, of the role he took towards the end of Black Ops 4. An important part he had to play during BO2, his connection to Richtofen, but I don't really find him that entertaining to play compared to Nero, so for me, Nero's coming top. Also, maybe I'm a bit biased, I actually love Jeff Goldblum. To be honest, this doesn't look bad, although I do think I'm going to put Floyd to the bottom. Even though Malton's very annoying, he is an important character. Yeah, I think A tier will be fine. And then B, we are getting to the characters now that I can't really remember off the top of my head playing that much. So from here on, it isn't really set out for me, but I think Godfrey would go a lot higher, probably there, and the rest is fine. C tier also looks pretty good. I'd probably just put Scarlet above Diego. No, Bruno, you're not that good. And then D tier, honestly, I could change any of those around and it wouldn't make a difference to me. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that list. So there we go. Those, in my opinion, are all of the Zombies characters that are playable, ranked from best to worst within COD Zombies. Let me know in the comment section below which of these you don't or do agree with. Also, go ahead and do this for yourself. I will leave the link down in the description, and go ahead and send me a picture of what your list is over on Twitter. The link for that is in the description as well. I was going to say hopefully we'll see a set cast back in Zombies one day, but I don't think that's going to happen just because they bring in so much money from operators now, which is very unfortunate, but we do have these memories to go back and look upon. So there we go. Thank you all for watching today's video. As always, hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest content on the channel. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.